Admiral's Log, August 28th, 1934. With our new ships under construction, it's time to look forward to the future. What victories are still on the President's wish list? What navies do they have? What sort of ships will we need? Normally, you design a navy with a specific enemy in mind. Some navies like to focus on higher quantities of cruisers. This would require us to have heavy cruisers or battle cruisers capable of quickly sinking those foes. Other navies like to use a few high-end ships. Those navies can be blockaded because their ships simply cannot be everywhere at once. Our navy has to be different. It cannot be built with just one particular foe in mind. We have to be able to take on anyone. This means our ships are built to be jack of all trades, capable of dealing with any threat in any composition. This doctrine also means that our crews need to be better trained, since they have to be capable of doing everything. As things are now, I have full confidence in the Navy and our ability to deal with any threat. Hey guys, still here and welcome to episode 6 of the US 1930s campaign. We are trolling for trouble. We're doing that in both the English Channel / the North Sea, as well as in the area of Gibraltar. And trouble we have found. We finally have an encounter with the Germans. It's been a long time coming, and I'm glad it's here, because I really need some victory points against them. Their battleship, Markgraf, has really underguns. Well, she has a lot less firepower than I do at this point. She has 14-inch guns, only 6 of them. Indiana coming in with 9 16-inchers. Her cruisers are packing some serious firepower. 6 11.2-inch guns. That is a lot of firepower for a heavy cruiser. It does seem like they have some defects, and both on the hull and on the weapon. Lots and lots and lots of flaws on these ships. Their destroyers are packing quite a lot of torpedo tubes. Interestingly, are only crewed by cadets as well. And considering that they have lost some crew, I think they're not entirely fresh, these ships. I mean, it is a little busy in the Mediterranean, so it is very likely that we're going to see that these guys have already been engaged in battle and just need, oh, how should I put it, a gentle nudge to be sunk. Ideally, of course, I would sink a lot of ships here, get a lot of victory points, and, well, look for the next fleet. So what do we have? What do we have? There's your battleship. This is looking fairly normal, actually. I mean, it's questionable how this turret's going to work in tandem with that turret, but maybe at a slight angle you can make that work. Turret this far on the bow might be cancelled with the offset over there, I'm not sure. Heavy cruisers. Holy shit, what hit you, dude? What hit you? Who hurt you? What the fuck? Oh my god. There's not a whole lot left of that cruiser. So I guess they're heavy cruisers. Not that likely to be a problem. Especially not when Indiana, with her veteran crew, is already working with 25% accuracy with her first salvo. Range, 21 clicks. So we're going to be in range fairly... Sorry, we're going to be in range fairly soon. Yeah, I want you guys to just follow the Indiana. Indiana's going to turn broadside. St. Louis and destroyers are going to try and spot torpedoes, as they are going to be coming this way. Don't torpedo unless I tell you to. Your range is okay at 14.8, but you can bet your ass that we're going to get detected way before we're actually able to do damage. Wow, the first shot was immediately a hit. On a cruiser, no less. That is mightily impressive. We're going to switch targets though, because I really want that battleship dead. These heavy cruisers, yes, they're cute and everything. They have a fairly high amount of firepower for a cruiser, but it's the battleship that has more punch. And while it might not be able to do that much damage against my battleship, if any... Oh, look at that, there's a pretty good chance of doing damage. It definitely has a lot of opportunity to deal damage to my cruisers, which I really need to stay alive. So, Indiana, off you go. do your deadly business and do it well. Ideally, before all of these smaller ships show up. That is a half-dead destroyer. 3 engines out, rudder out, so it's going to be easy to kill. Partial pen. Very good. Pay attention. We're going to switch to high explosive. You should be in range. Lewis, turn to port. I'm going to try to have the DDs position themselves ahead of the formation. Pretty much where they are now, actually. So they'll be able to start torpedoing the whole group. Actually, let's do it now. Torpedo and smoke. So, Destroyer Hammond has launched. Destroyer Hatfield has launched. Okay, perfect, boys. Come back. Because there is fairly likely to be a spread of torpedoes RTB as well. This battleship is getting really badly damaged. I like all the new features that they've added to the campaign. I mean, it makes the game a lot more interesting. Turns take a bit long, but, well, you just gotta live with that. It's the fact that I'm still able to completely clobber the AI over the head with far fewer ships than they have. That's sad, really. I mean, the game has been... How long have I been playing this? 3 years now? 2 years? I think more likely 3 than 2. And so far, I have always been able to beat AI ships. Maybe some exceptions, but generally I have been quite able to beat the AI ships. Ah, there's the torpedo spread. You can see all the ships panicking here. Oh. No, that won't work. The battleship, badly ablaze. Are you also crewed by cadets, my friend? Oh wow, we hit a torpedo. Impressive. There's the Markgraf. With her cadets. How do you have cadets? How long have you been fighting? Chance to pen, 9%. Ah, it's a tank. Alright, fair enough. Charlotte and Kansas. Also engaging the enemy battleship with high explosive shells. I think that was the DD that we torpedoed. Can we really not pen this? 9 inch of superstructure armor? Wow. That's a lot. My ships hold 3 inches of armor. Oh. Okay, well that fixes that. You did. Let's save some ammunition here. What's this? Orion. What are you shooting at? The battleship and you still have 2% chance to hit? Okay. Oh, it's the Thuringia! My old friend. Just not the same design. For those of you who are newer to the channel, I ran a campaign. Recommended to watch. I'm still quite proud of it. It is the Big Guns campaign from Germany, started in the 1920s. And I used to have a ship called the Thuringia. She was a good ship. She did a lot of work for me, and her class, really, really good ships. Anyway, this one does not seem to be so friendly. So we're going to turn the ships around and make sure that we do not get torpedoed. Because I was watching that thing and it did launch torps at me. 60% chance to pen, go AP. Don't overpen, please. 1, 2, where's my third salvo? Thank you. Come on, punch a few holes in the Thuringia. That's more like it. 1300 damage. Ship's getting very badly beaten up. These poor cadets have no real way of combating what they're about to face. And my veterans... Well, there's the veterans on the Indiana. Kansas and Charlotte are all regulars. Hammond and Hatfield are still... Yeah, they're regulars as well. That's fine. What are you guys shooting? You're shooting up the Orion? No, you're not. Target this, please. Hold. Have you been torpedoed or something? Oh, you've been hit by an 11 inch. Yeah, that would do it. Hello. That was meant for the battleship, was it not? Look at that, there's more. No, you're torpedoing a heavy cruiser? Wow. The CAs aren't anywhere near that area. Okay, not a problem. Disregard and proceed. Thuringia, extensive fire. Very good. Torpedo suicided. This torpedo is going to pass behind the Hatfield, so we're fine. Now punch some holes in the Orion. Just like that. Destroy the main gun even. Serious flooding on 3 compartments on the stern. And I think it's just... There we go. Extensive fire. It's just picking off all the weak guys now. Yeah, now we're going to focus on the Scharnhorst, whatever's left of the Scharnhorst. The Germans didn't have that much of a fleet left to begin with. So they're going to be really in the shit now. DDs, proceed. Think you're about to sink there, Scharnhorst. Are you even moving? No. Dead in the water. In more ways than one. Okay. There's the other 2 CLs. Yeah. See, my issue with the game at this point is, how do I still make it interesting? Because it's a bit like the previous campaigns, where I'm just clobbering the AI. And sure enough, there's a certain charm to doing that when you're facing a convoy every now and then. But when it happens almost every battle, and the only way that the enemy can really deal damage to me is by using mines, it just feels a little off. I would love it if they speed up the feature where we're going to be able to share ship designs. Because what I think the game fairly desperately needs... Oh, that was a kill shot. Is the ability to share ship designs and moreover have the AI be able to use player-generated ship designs. Because if I would have a campaign that I could populate with ships that you guys have created as hostiles, it would be so much more interesting. It would be so much more of a threat. Because, I mean, look at this. I'm doing 49,000 damage, and yes, some of those are a bit skewed because I'm doing, for example, 1,800 damage to a light cruiser in one shot. But they've done 2,000 points of damage. It's nothing. It's just completely negligible. The Indiana has taken 214 damage and done 28,000. I think we're done. Yep. So, that was a German task force. What's that, 5k? Yeah, 5k victory points versus 8. It's the participation trophy for the Germans. Now, how is I doing on victory points for the Germans? Because I didn't see that much conflict with them yet. So I think this is going to add very quite nicely. Look at that. Wow. It's going to add quite nicely to my victory points. Yeah, we have 7,000 and they have 8. Cool story. How many ships do they have? 33. 1 battleship. No battle cruisers. 11 heavies, 13 lights, 8 DDs. Look at the... I'm pretty much using this battle group here, the one you just saw fight, as a cork. To plug the Strait of Gibraltar. Anything Russian, Japanese, Chinese, German, any hostile is going to have to pass my fleet. And it's really not that big. It's really not that big. And yet, the AI is struggling. Anything else coming out of Germany, that is, there might be something here, is going to have to pass this group, which is the Belknap, Vermont, Bridgeport, Charleston, Crownshield, Ellison, O'Banner, and Thomas E. Fraser. These guys haven't seen any combat as of yet. And I'm also forming up a couple of newer, smaller task forces, mostly heavy cruisers, light cruisers, DDs, you know, the smaller stuff. Why is a mine-laying submarine operating off of the coast of England? How about no? Intercept that. The British are still my ally. What are we going to do with this other task force? Let's reinforce the battleship here. In the previous episode, I was building or rather designing the new Ticonderoga class battleships. I also have access to the 18-inch guns. It's a bit late to change the Ticonderoga loadout. I mean, I could start over, but I really don't want to. It's going to take long enough as is. These things still take 33 months to build. It's a couple of the older design battleships. And I mean, not that much older. It's the second generation Idahos, if you will. It's the new flight of New York, Colorado, Arkansas, Pennsylvania, Delaware, Long Beach, Oklahoma. Yeah, that's all of them. They're going to be coming out in 3 months, 6 months. Yeah. So in about half a year, we're going to have a lot more displacement. And we should be able to go on the offensive again against the Japanese and the Chinese. Not that they need a lot of help. Because the Chinese are fighting pretty much everybody. Except the French and the Germans and the Spanish. They're at war with the Japanese, the Austro-Hungarians. I don't know what they said, but it must have been offensive. The Italians, the Russians, the British, and myself. So, with an economy that's really not that impressive, a crew pool that is very impressive, now you know where their money's going. It's... I don't know. They really want to fight the whole world with 11 ships. Which is challenging, I'll give them that. Anyway, let's get a few... Actually, let's get a new cruiser built. New cruiser designed. I still wanted a new cruiser. New heavy cruiser. Let's go. It's going to be the Modern Heavy Cruiser 2. Up to 21,000 tons. Okay, what are we going to do with this boat? I cannot make it more than 21,000, can I? I can. No, I cannot make it more than 23,000. There's my limit. Okay. If I up the draft and the beam, I should be able to create a really stable firing platform. And with that, a potentially really deadly cruiser. Come on. There. So we're going to have 10% more beam, 6.8% more draft. This will make the ship more expensive, but that's fine. I'd rather have a few more expensive ships than a lot of cheap ones, because I am already busy trying to comment on the battle as it's ongoing. And if I also have to manage a lot of ships, it's going to turn messy real fast. Now, 10% more beam gives you minus 8% accuracy. What? That's weird. Are you sure about that? Draft gives you more accuracy. Yes. Why am I facing a negative accuracy bonus from beam? Usually, if you have a wider ship, it just helps. It's still minus 10. Could you make up your mind? It's what? It's still minus 10. Is it because the ship is just not stable? Stability is only 70, 85, 85, 80, 80. Stability shouldn't be that much of an issue. What if I pick this ship? What? I guess it's just because they're generally quite sleek. But thus adding more beam should fix that. Oh, it changes it by 2%. Wow. Okay, fine. 6.5. Okay, what are we going to do? We're going to add a main tower. We're going to add a secondary tower. What did I put on the Kansas? Niners. Okay. Based on what I'm fighting, I think the Niners are still a good choice. I just want more of them. So I want to have a more powerful ship. These guys carry 8. Where are you? 12. Okay. Let's go with the main stuff first. And then see what I end up with. Unbalanced rudder, oil, maximum range is going to be important. We're going to be sailing all over the place. 5, 3, triple, reinforced, you know, the usual. Depth charges, yes please. Gotta be able to kill those submarines, radar, and sonar 3. Funnel system. The big funnel 2 is still a bit of a joke. I mean, it just doesn't fit on the ship. 300% engine efficiency. Wow. We can travel 46,000 kilometers. Now that's quite far. That means circumnavigating the whole world. I'll take it. Okay, when are we gonna place the guns? Mark 5, 11 inchers. Reload 36 seconds, but that is only when I don't boost the reload. When I do, it's 28 seconds. Still, I already have the Alaskas, the Super Alaskas, and they have their 12-inch guns, so let's go with something a bit smaller, like 10 inchers. 10-inch triples. 2. Maybe just like this. Just like this. Secondary armament, I think, is mostly fine. The 5-inchers so far have served me really well. The question does become, what do I do with the type of shells? What am I going to fire? Super Heavy HE are funny to use. I mean, this is quite potent, even against battleships. Because when you're facing, let's say, 10,000 meter range, 4.9 inches of pen is enough most of the time. It's just that these capped ballistics generally don't start fires very well. But it's only a minus 15% fire chance. It's really not that bad. The question does become, do I go with improved APBCs for these? Because that gives them a lot of pen. But I don't particularly know how well this is going to ricochet or not ricochet. Let's go with the APBC 2 shells, and let's see if that's going to work out. This is fine, this is fine, this is fine. Let's put some secondaries on. The more I have the same caliber, the better it works generally. Remove that. Place that and place that. Secondaries, well, tertiaries in essence. Let's just put the 2 inchers all over the place. I mean, the American ships have a lot of slots for these guns, so I kind of feel obligated to use them anyway. Some parts are badly placed. Oh yeah. You happy now? That was the problem. Okay, so we can place that one back. So now we have how many 2-inch guns? Yes, 72. 72 2-inch guns. That should leave an impression. And at maximum ammo, I'm carrying 2,000 ammunition, 2146 per turret. Times 24. Yeah, that ought to last them a while. That ought to last them a really long time. Let's improve speed. Now my engine efficiency has dropped, but well, we can still do 30,000 kilometers. It's fine. With the weight that I have available, what about one extra funnel? Oh, you don't like that? There we go. 158% engine efficiency, 38,000 kilometers. So it's a difference of 8,000 kilometers. No, I don't need that much. What I do need is a ship that's a bit more balanced, because currently it isn't. And I think we're going to have to move the main tower a bit farther forward. And pull the secondary forward. If I can make this thing spin 360 degrees, that would be even better. Anything about armor? No, it's not that bad. Give me 3, 3. Citadel's fairly sizable. Give me 8 inches of main belt. Give me 3 inches of superstructure. 3-inch, 4-inch, 3-inch foredeck, 3-inch aft deck, 4-inch main deck. Ship is still stern heavy. Okay. Oh, now we have a 4-weight offset. There. No. This is quite finicky. There we go. Point 2. Slight gap here between main and secondary tower. I don't like that. Okay, very good. This thing can still turn. I can even push this back. Make the citadel a little smaller. I should be able to do the same thing here. There we go. Okay, so that means I can put even more armor on the ship. 2-inch main... 2-inch inner deck, 1-inch inner deck. 3-inch inner belt, 2-inch inner belt. 4, 4, and 10. Wow, I still have so much left. 5, 4, 4, 10. I still have room? That's impressive. 1.8. I still have 600 tons. Fine, carry on. 16-inch. No, that's too much even. Already maxed out the armor here. 5-inch top armor. 5. The only problem that I might have is that all of these 2-inchers are essentially unarmored and will get destroyed the moment that somebody sneezes at them. That's a bit of a problem. Wow, I can even use Aux 5? Interesting. Okay. Push up the speed. Oh, no, no. We just went from 22,000 tons to 29,000 tons because I added 3 knots? That's insane. 31 knots is fine. No, we're going to stick to 30 knots. And we're going to keep the displacement as is. Right. Galaxy class cruisers. Star Trek reference. Why not? Galaxy class cruisers. Okay. Hired. 160 million. As opposed to 98 or 99 million. And these ships are good. I think the Galaxy class is just potentially a little better. And it has a lot of 2-inchers. So let's have a couple of those built. Maybe reduce spending a little bit on research, but we should be fine. Let's see. I have a whole bunch of battleships coming out, so let's go with 12 of these. It's going to cost me 96 million a month. So I'm going to have to do a little bit less research. My research is bugged, by the way, at the moment. I had 3 priorities. 1, hull strengthening. 2, big guns. 3, cruiser design. Cruiser design is maxed out. There's nothing else to research. And you can see it's grayed out. But this thing kind of swallowed the priority setting. So I cannot get that back. I can only have 2 priorities now. And if I deprioritize them, it still says, yeah, you have one somewhere. Which is false because I don't have it anywhere in the tech tree. I've already sent in the bug report about this. But this is one of those things that just makes me go, ugh. You should have caught that. Anyway, let's go for big guns. Let's go for small guns as well. And make sure that the Americans always have the biggest and best guns. This is interesting. There's an enemy submarine attacking my fleet. But I thought submarines couldn't actually be in a battle. Well, I can only auto-resolve this. Oh, that's nice. Tell me. Okay, heavy damage to the Russian submarine. No damage to my fleet. Perfect. It did escape, though. Not ideal. Nice, the Mark V 4-incher. Very good. The British, once again, took some mine damage, but look at that. The battleship Formidable only took 2.4% damage from a mine. It's not that bad. The Russians, however, not that lucky. Battlecruiser Bar Knoll lost with all hands. That's expensive. And the Chinese fleet, with their 16 ships, almost lost a destroyer to a mine. Beautiful. As for all the economies, the British are hurting quite a bit. Their economy used to be a lot stronger than this. But they just keep losing transports. And because of that, their economy starts shrinking. The Russians and my economy, they were pretty much on par. It's just that I probably have a bit less money saved up than the AI, because that's always the case. Ah yes, the US economy is smaller than that of Austria-Hungary, because of course it is. French are doing okay. The Japanese, 86 billion. Moi. It'll be fine. And look at this. Peace treaty. We are winning. The Chinese Empire, government that is, desperately asks us to sign us a peace treaty. Yes. So are the Russians. Nice. Yeah, that submarine's probably not going to have a great time here. Anyway, I recommend that we go to peace. Doesn't mean that we are. I'm the admiral. I'm not the empire. I am not the head of state. So it is entirely possible that we are not going to be at peace with these powers just yet. But if I can carve the Russians and the Chinese off of my list, then that's 2 out of 9 powers that I have to defeat. Or at least that I don't have to defeat anymore. Meaning I can turn my attention to some of the others. Hopefully, it's going to get signed. Let's see what the next turn brings. There we go. I'm no longer at war with the Chinese. And I'm no longer at war with the Russians. Let's see what they are willing to offer. I can get 71 million worth. Getting any of their provinces... This is the Russians, by the way. Getting any of their provinces is off the table. Because it is too expensive. I don't need any of your shitty ships. So I'm going to send this back. Thank you. That's 71 million. Ships damaged by mines. What about the Chinese? Hello. Where's the Chinese money? What? No negotiation with the Chinese? Why not? That's disappointing. Huh. Anyway, of the powers that I still need to defeat, there are plenty. We still need to defeat the British, the Italians, the Austro-Hungarians, the Spanish, the French, the Empire of Japan, and the Germans. So there is definitely more work to be done. More on that in the next episode. Thank you guys for watching this one. Hope you enjoyed. See you soon for the next.